All right. We're just going to let her skate. Okay, so that's it. So the first things first, the bottom center of the screen says that we've beaten 105 games this year. And 427 since we started doing this in 2020. Those numbers are now incorrect. We've now beaten 106 games since we started doing this in 2020. And in 2023. And 428 games since we started doing this in 2020. There we go. All right. I think there are. I'm not going to be hard on this. This game's not going to rank high, but it's not because it's not a good game. It's because it's like almost the opposite of my kind of game. So I'm glad I played it, though. I'm glad that I did. So let's talk about the good. There's really not that much bad necessarily. It's just lack of good is what the issues are with this game for me. But the art direction is super cool. The variety and what you can do gameplay wise in the game with the cooking and the skating and the turn-based battles and the all the conversational stuff, the relationship stuff. There's a lot of variety in this game. There's a lot packed into a pretty efficient package. So that's good. That's good. The story was good. Probably one of the best parts of the game. And then, ultimately, I don't talk about, political leanings or stuff too much on this, but I will say that I'm glad that a game like this exists that's a lot more, that's inclusive of, queer, transgender, other races, other ethnicities, all that stuff. I'm a fan of that. I think video games need to be doing more of that. I'm not going to get many chances to play as a queer Indian woman in a video game. Unfortunately, that's just not a thing you can do very often. So I'm glad that this game exists. There should be more games that offer those kinds of options. And I think that games like this, any game that's going to normalize those, queer culture and other ethnicities and stuff like that in video games is a good thing. So from that perspective, I appreciate it very much. Now, as a gamer, as somebody that enjoys things like loot and boss fights, like tough boss fights, and resource management and things like that, this game doesn't really have a lot to offer there. The value in this game really, as far as I can tell, is like, this is a game that a lot of my friends I think would enjoy playing like on stream, because it's very funny. It's got a lot of like I said, it's very inclusive. It's got a lot of really good options, like dialogue choices and relationship stuff, which I didn't really touch. Here's the real issue. I don't really have any business playing a game like this. It's like if I picked up an RTS and was like, I'm going to play this RTS game because it's only 9 hours long. I'm going to hate that game because I'm not into RTS games. I'm not really into relationship management games either. The reason that I made an exception with this one is because I knew it had more gamified stuff in it, like the skating and the turn-based battles. I'm not sure that I knew about the turn-based battles, but I knew there was combat. So, it looked like a unique enough game that it's worth checking out to broaden my horizons. And so, ultimately, I think that it succeeded in doing that. And so, I'm glad that I played it. But it's the same as, there's only one other dating game that I've ever played that's on my ranking list, and that's a Dream Daddy Dad Simulator. Dad Dating Simulator. Similar situation. That game did not rank high. It ranked very, very low. But I'm glad I played it. It's not an opportunity that you get to, that I there's not a lot of games that are just on Game Pass or whatever that are like that are that kind of game that also have like other gameplay elements built in. You know, it's not just a narrative adventure, right? There's a lot more going on with this. So I'm glad that I played it for that. But really, ultimately, I don't really have any business playing this game because I can't enjoy it the way that it's designed to be enjoyed. Because I really don't give a shit about relationship stuff in video games. Not usually. I guess Mass Effect is kind of an exception. But like romance stuff, I don't care that much. Like even in Mass Effect, I didn't care that much about the romance stuff. I liked building relationships and like strengthening relationships and stuff with people, but the actual romance stuff, I don't care about. And really, you know, at the end of the day, that's probably not even fair for me to say, because this really, at its core, isn't really a relationship game, like a dating game. It's really more of like a family game, or like a how to be a good person game. And I appreciate it for that. It's just, that's not going to get me the same way that like rarity-based loot or jump scares or inventory ammo management or Souls-like bosses are. It's just not going to happen. So this is, I think, a really good example of a game that is really, really good. Probably got good reviews, I bet. But I don't have the capacity to enjoy. There was another game I played recently like that. Oh, A Memoir Blue was a game I remember saying it was a shame. Because it's not a bad game. It's a good game. I just don't have the ability to enjoy it. So, bummer for me. And that's kind of how it was with this too. But I'm still glad I played it. And I did enjoy some parts of it, particularly its turn-based battles were good at times. I thought if I'm going to give any real objective criticism, I will say that I thought that the turn-based battles were too slow. I thought they were way too slow. They were really drawn out. It felt like it was padded for time, and I didn't really like that. I don't think it was very efficient with my time. The turn-based battles were way too slow. I mean, there were just like periods of like 2-3 seconds where nothing's happening before like the next move happens or something. So I didn't really love that. But that's really my only criticism. I'm glad I didn't really love playing it, to be honest, but I'm glad that I did. It's a very unique area that this game fills. So, all right, we did it though. Last order of business. Thirsty Suitors, thank you for allowing us to play you, but we are now going to delete you from our console and never play you again. Bye! Bye!